Benjamin Ziemann, who's a professor of modern German history at the University of Sheffield. Benjamin, welcome to the program. Are there commemorations in Germany to honor those who died in World War I and indeed World War II?
Not at the current moment, no. The Federal Republic, both German states after the Second World War, they did not develop any culture of commemoration of the First World War. There was commemoration during the Weimar Republic, so an interwar in Germany after 1918, in the First German Republic, though.
What does that tell us about the way Germany feels about its role in World War I? And I'd like to continue to add also in World War II, of course.
Well, it means that the First World War actually has lost significance, dramatically so, after the experiences of the Second World War, which has to do with, the diminished role of Germany immediately after the Second World War, and there were no ways, to connect to the history of the First World War and its repercussions in interwar Germany, bearing in mind that, the effects and the commemoration of the First World War in the Weimar Republic was highly disputed between the left and the right, between pro-Republican and anti-Republican forces.
Do you think World War II would have happened if World War I hadn't occurred? And I think, of course, specifically of the punishment that was imposed on Germany for being on the losing side in World War I.
Well, it wasn't always like that. Actually, there's a famous quote about Germany living through the dreamland of the armistice period from 11 November 1918, when the armistice was concluded, until May 1919, when the terms of the Versailles Peace Treaty were given to the German delegation, and then shock and horror were spreading in Germany. I think your point is right. The revisionist agenda of German policy during the 1920s and early 1930s, and then on a much grander scale, obviously, in Nazi Germany, played a crucial role for unleashing the forces that led to the Second World War.
So those two conflicts put together, how have they shaped German foreign policy as it is today in the modern age?
Both conflicts seen together, and there are some people who call them the Second 30-Year War for that very reason, has led to a fundamental rethinking of the use of the military in foreign policy in post-war Germany, if we're only talking about the Federal Republic for the moment. But the same applies actually to both German states post-1945. First of all, Germany did not have a military. Post-1945, it was only rebuilt in both Federal Republic and GDR in 1955. And up to the very present day, Germany is still reluctant actually to apply force and the power of the military in international relations. And German policy will always lean towards first seeking diplomatic agreements before relying on the military.
Benjamin, your first answer rather surprised me. I would have thought certainly that there must be at least one tomb to the unknown soldier somewhere in Germany, and to think that Angela Merkel or whoever the leader at the time would not go there with a wreath of flowers to say, we understand what you did and we understand that you gave your life, even if we don't necessarily agree with the cause you are fighting for. You were a German of the time and you were fighting for your country.
Well, this is in part a legacy of the contested nature of commemoration in the Weimar Republic, because during Weimar, there was, first of all, agreement that the Germans could not adopt the symbol of the unknown soldier that had been practiced, as a site of mourning so successfully in France, the UK, also the US and other countries. There is now a place for commemoration in the center of Berlin, Unter den Linden, in the new guardhouse, which is an old a building that goes back to the early 19th century, which has been transformed into a site of commemoration. But this is highly ambivalent, and the focus there is actually on the Holocaust, as another commemorative place is obviously in Berlin. Really, you might be surprised, but it is the reality that there is no, the 11th of November, Armistice Day, is not a place or a site or a moment to reconsider and to mourn the deaths of the First World War in Germany.
Benjamin Ziemann, very interesting to hear your views. Thank you so much indeed. Benjamin Ziemann from the University of Sheffield.